Today, we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to listen and react to 3 cheating stories from TikTok. So let me know what you guys think of this format.
Get rid of me while I tell you how my ex cheated on me. Oh, God. Here with Prime Video to celebrate the launch of Wilderness, and it's about cheating. I thought it tied in perfectly with how my ex cheated on me. Never told this story before, so we were in a long-distance relationship.
You already know things are likely to end badly for a couple when things become long distance. Not always, but most of the time.
He came to visit me from Paris to London. I thought it would be a really good idea to greet him with a literal plaque, basically standing like an idiot at King's Cross Station. It comes out the Eurostar, it's all cute and romantic. Go back to my family home, bear in mind, and we have a nice evening together. The next morning comes and he wakes up really early and he was like, babe, I need to go meet up with some friends. And I said to him, you don't have any friends in London. He goes on to say, oh no, I made some friends in Paris and they want to see me. And I was like, a bit weird, but okay, go see your friends. So I get on with my day and it gets to 6 p.m. and I'm like, are you gonna come home? He was like, oh, I'm running a bit late. Finally gets home at like 7 p.m. Me being delusional again, I was like, okay, fine, whatever. But then we go to bed. And I swear to God, in the 2 years of us being together, I had never even thought about going through his phone. But my gut was screaming at me. So he goes to sleep. And for about 20 minutes, I'm praying that I would not find anything because I was so in love with this man. I go to his side of the bed and I go to WhatsApp. Not even a girl's name, a nickname. My Sexy Tourist.
My Sexy Tourist is wild. He could have at least given her an unsuspecting name.
My heart fell through my chest. Texts on texts. My heart broke in that moment, I'm not gonna lie. He had obviously met this girl in Paris and had been seeing her. He was like, Kiara, I can't help, I met someone else. The first thing he said to me. At this point, I nearly called the police on him. He obviously then apologized and was like, no, I love you so much. I was like, get out of my house. It was the worst night of my entire life. Anyway, yeah, so I can tell you this now because I'm over it. But yeah, that was a whirlwind. Because Wilderness is about cheating, it was like, I need to tell my story now.
It's always the phone that gives the game away, which is why you should never feel bad for checking your partner's phone if you have a genuine suspicion about what they're doing. Immediately kicking him out and not having any more of her time wasted was clearly the right move, though. Anyway, let's move on to the next video.
I didn't break up with my boyfriend who cheated on me, and it was the best decision I ever made. And here's why: if you get cheated on, you should not break up.
This should be good.
So this happened in my late 20s. I was dating a guy who was working a corporate job at a law firm. Everything had been really good in our relationship until one day I noticed that anytime he had his phone, he was always turning the phone screen away from me. Anytime we were together out to dinner, he went from having his phone facing up to now facing down. And now everywhere he went, he would make sure he had his phone. He was on his phone so much more. So eventually I asked him, hey, like, why are you on your phone so much? Like, who are you texting? And he told me that it was his work group chat and that he just wanted to be more involved in work stuff.
Nobody loves their work group chat that much. But yeah, if your partner suddenly starts using their phone a lot more than usual, it's rarely a good sign.
So I bought his excuse, but it was just eating me up inside. So one day, while he was in the shower, this was in the afternoon, he left his phone actually on his nightstand in his apartment. So he's in the shower, I'm looking at his phone and I'm like, curiosity got the best of me. I picked up his phone and I looked and I saw that, it was not a group chat. He was talking to a female coworker and they were exchanging selfies, interesting photos that coworkers wouldn't be sharing with each other, saying things like, oh, I miss you. I wish I could be with you right now. And obviously I was heartbroken and I wanted to go off. I wanted to break up with him so badly right then and there, but I didn't. I ended up getting my phone. I ended up leaving and I texted him and I said, hey, I'm gonna go grab us a sandwich and a coffee. I'll be back in 15-20 minutes. And then I proceeded to block his number, block his email, and never ever contact him ever again. To this day, this man might think that we are still together because I never broke up with him. I just simply disappeared. So maybe he's still at home waiting for that sandwich and that coffee that will probably never come. Well, at least not from me. So if a man ever cheats on you or does you wrong, don't break up with him. Just simply disappear. Don't even give him the satisfaction of knowing that he hurt you.
I doubt he thinks they're still together, unless he has a screw loose. While this is something you can probably get away with in your 20s if you haven't been together very long, it's not the kind of thing a married couple could easily pull off, or if you have kids involved. But yeah, Other than that, if you can ghost a cheater, you won't hear any complaints from me. Anyway, let's move on to our last story for the day, and be sure to let me know if you like this sort of video.
This is how I found out my ex-boyfriend was cheating on me for 3 consecutive years. Buckle up for this one because it's one hell of a ride. There were actually so many little things that he would do that clearly indicated he had something to hide. But when I tell you, this guy was a king gaslighter. And because I was young, naive, and just incredibly stupid, it would work on me. So for example, we're in the car once and I wanted to change the song. So I grabbed his phone and the way my life flashed before my eyes, this hillbilly swerved the car like Vin Diesel, grabbed his phone back and was like, "Why are you grabbing my phone like that?" And I was there like, whoa, did it warrant that kind of reaction just to change a song?
If your partner instantly grabs their phone away from you, it's not a good look. Now, it could be that they're planning a surprise for you or something like that. But usually, it's because they've got something to hide.
But yeah, anytime he would come over, he would literally put his phone in his bag, zip that shit up, and leave the bag by the door on the other side of the room. When I tell you, that phone was like a bomb. It was concealed, out of sight, out of mind. And his reason for that was, oh, when I'm with you, I'd just rather not be on my phone. You know, I just want to like spend time with you. So stupid. But I'm the stupid one for believing that. He would also never post us on his socials. Like, his profile was given very much I'm single. And his reasoning was, oh, that he's private. He likes to keep his relationships private.
To be fair to him, I don't post anything on my personal socials either. So unless we're talking on a one-on-one basis, you won't learn much about my life on social media. But that's a side note. Let's carry on.
Fine, but I don't. Like, I wanted to post a selfie of us on my story. And he was like, no. Like, he literally told me I cannot post that on my story. And when I asked why, his reason was that he doesn't want people asking him questions. Sorry, who are you? Who's gonna ask you questions? And questions about what? Are you Kanye West that paparazzi are gonna come up to you and be asking, hey, who's that you posted on your story? Hey, do you have a second to answer some questions? Hey, who's that mystery girl? Hey, who's the girl in the story? Hey, you got a girlfriend? Hey, who's that? Like, who do you think you are? That became such a big deal to me. Like, what do you mean you don't want people asking you questions? Oh, so you don't want anyone to know that you have a girlfriend? And I said that. And in came the gaslighting and the manipulation. No, not that. Just questions in general. What questions in general? All of a sudden you're WikiHow. All of a sudden you're Google, you're Alexa. Why does anyone need to be asking you random general knowledge questions? Anyway, so yeah, as I said, that one became a really big deal and I was ready to exit the relationship. But to prove to me that he's got nothing to hide, he posted me on his Snapchat story, his private Snapchat story. And then obviously I called that out and it seemed like he posted me on his main after that. But you know, you can post stories and hide people. But I just never thought of that at the time. I wanted to trust that this was a decent person. So anyway, I tolerated those pathetic excuses for about 2 years being completely oblivious. And then one night as a joke, I was teasing him about potentially being a cheat. Like, we were literally laughing about it. So I was like, okay then, show me your Twitter DMs. Then he showed me with complete confidence. So then I was still teasing and I was like, oh, okay, you're cool. Show me your Instagram ones then. And the entire atmosphere changed. We were no longer joking. He got visibly uncomfortable. Then he showed me like this. Yeah, look. See, nothing. And I'm at a distance and still I could see how he was shaking and sweating, half showing me and then hiding it. Then he puts his phone in his pocket, zips up his pocket and sits there so uncomfortable. And I was like, hang on, show me that properly.
You see, the dirty laundry can always be found in the phone. So when people start acting weird about you having access to it, you should be on high alert.
Then boom, immediate gaslighting. He started going off. I'm not showing you, you're moving so mad. Is that how you are? Is that how you don't trust me? Blah, blah, blah. You're supposed to just trust me. I'm not showing you. I swear I'm not showing you this phone. Wow. I wasn't even listening to the gaslighting this time. I was just like, that's all well and good. Show me that phone. Can you not see how you're moving right now? Look how you're moving. Look how you're moving. You're crazy. If I'm the craziest person on earth, I will hold that with pride. Show me that phone. Like, I was not backing down. But he was also not backing down. Like, he was refusing to show the phone, but swearing up and down that there was absolutely nothing on there and nothing to hide. And his reasoning for refusing to show it is because I should just trust him. That was his words. So then I literally said, it's quite simple. Either you show me what's on that phone or you leave and it's over. And he packed up and left.
If he's so happy and freely cheating on her anyway, why even stick around and waste her time? It's clear that this isn't what she wants for her relationship. So if you're not going to be on the same page about things like this, call it a day.
But then here's the joke of it all. 10 minutes later, he comes back inside like, okay, fine, I'll show you. Oh, really? After going outside and deleting everything. So I looked on the phone anyway, and of course there was nothing there because you bloody deleted it. But he was literally like swearing up and down that he did not delete anything, begging, apologizing for gaslighting, all of that stuff. and swore wholeheartedly that he A, did not delete anything, and B, has not been doing anything of any sort and never would. And then long story short, he used this against me for literally like the next 6 months, because for me, I just found it too difficult to believe. So of course I kept bringing it up and basically just kept trying to squeeze out the truth, because I was just like, this doesn't add up to me. And then he would basically just act like this is so difficult for him because I just don't believe him and I just don't trust him and it's not fair on him. He even made me apologize for the constant accusations that are not true. So in those 6 months, like, I literally just could not shake it. I did not have any kind of peace. So then one day I decided, you know what, I'm gonna give him a ring and just act like I already know something. So I literally just called it and said, tell me why you lied to me all these years. And there was pure silence. So I was thinking, got you. And I said, so you did lie. And he tried to lie again, but then I just said, look, I've spoken to people and I have screenshots. That was game over. Then he started admitting everything. And he basically said, because he took the lie that far, he had to just continue with it. So yeah, that's literally how I found out. I just acted like I already knew. And then he admitted to it going on for the whole time, gave me a fake ass apology, and then I went about my life. I do think it's really mad though, the extent to which people will emotionally manipulate you and gaslight you just to hide their wrongdoings. Like, you really could have just left.
She's right. He really could have just left. Such a waste of people's time, which is why cheating stories like this can be so infuriating. Still, she did good though, forcing him to reveal his lies by acting like she knew the whole truth. Cheaters very rarely come forward about the things they did if you don't have concrete proof of it. So sometimes, acting like you already know is a good way to get them to admit to what they did. Anyway, what do you guys think? I hope you enjoyed today's video on coffee and popcorn, and I can't wait to see you on the next one.